Most people don't understand the kind of power it takes to live alone, especially as a woman. They whisper behind her back. They question her choices. They assume she's broken, lonely, or unlucky in love. But what if I told you she's the strongest person in the room? What if I told you her solitude is not weakness, it's wisdom? Stay until the end, because the last truth in this message will shift the way you see strength, self-worth, and relationships forever. Solitude is power. There's a big difference between being alone and being lonely, but the world keeps confusing the two. When a woman chooses to live without a boyfriend, without the noise, the drama, the chaos, people think something's wrong with her. But the truth is, that woman is finally right with herself. She has reached a point where her peace matters more than temporary company. She doesn't need someone next to her just to prove she's lovable. She already knows. And that knowing, that's the start of real power. When you stop chasing love for validation and start living from a place of wholeness, everything changes. You no longer need anyone to complete you because you've already completed yourself. She chooses herself first. A woman who lives alone isn't avoiding love. She's avoiding nonsense. She's not bitter, she's better. Better at recognizing her worth. Better at setting her boundaries. Better at choosing silence over chaos. This is a woman who has learned that the world will try to take pieces of her if she lets it, so she doesn't let it anymore. Instead, she wakes up in peace, makes her coffee in quiet, and smiles not because someone texted her good morning, but because she's proud of who she is becoming. Her mornings are sacred rituals, sunlight streaming through the blinds, steam rising from her favorite mug, music playing softly, or perhaps just the sound of stillness filling the room. There's power in this solitude, a kind of magic born from knowing herself deeply enough to find joy in her own company. Every part of her life is intentional. Her time, her space, her energy. None of these things are up for grabs by anyone who asks. She knows exactly what they cost: the emotional labor, the mental exhaustion, the slow erosion of self that happens when you give too much to people who don't value you. And she refuses to pay that price again. It took years, maybe even decades, to arrive here, to this place where she understands that saying yes to herself often means saying no to others. But now that she's arrived, there's no turning back. Her home reflects this newfound clarity. The walls aren't cluttered with remnants of relationships past. Instead, they hold art she loves, photos that bring her joy, reminders of moments that truly mattered. Her bookshelf tells a story of growth, novels about women finding their way, memoirs about resilience, journals filled with her own messy handwriting as she worked through heartbreaks and healed old wounds. Even her wardrobe feels like an extension of her soul.